And welcome back to AEW Collision. We've got Adam Copeland backstage with Cash. He says, Cash, we got to talk about this Death Rider situation. We beat them at Blood and Guts. You guys beat them in the tag title tournament. We beat them in every turn, week in and week out, but they still keep coming. We need to figure out how to bring them down once and for all. Cash says, look, Cope, I hear you and I agree. They're a cancer here in AEW. But Dax and I are about to challenge for the NXT tag team titles. We've been trying to go after the AEW tag titles. At some point, we've got to let this go, man. And Cope responds, taking umbrage. He said, let it go. Someone has to stop them, Cash. We have to stop them. And Cash replies, why do we have to be the ones to stop them, Cope? Why can't someone else step up? I mean, it's a good question. Cope replies, because we are the ones who did step up, Cash. Continues to say, look, I'm happy for you guys. A little confused why you went to NXT, but it's all good. The bottom line is, we started this. Now we just have to finish it. Cool? Cash agrees. He says, yeah, okay. Then let's end this once and for all. So it seems like they're on the same page in the end of this. A little bit of tension there. A little bit of a disagreement. Dax and Cash want to do their own thing. But they did start... Oh! Speaking of the Death Riders and starting things, Pac is in the backstage area, has just attacked Cope. Cash went on into a different direction, has no idea. Oh, don't do this, Pac. Don't do this. Oh my God. A Tiger Driver on the concrete. Cope has had that long history of neck issues. I mean, it's well documented. Everybody knows this, and he just drove Cope's head into the concrete, but Cope back up on his feet, thankfully. Now taking the attack right back to Pac, but there's no help for Adam Copeland here. Cash far out of the way now, has no clue this is going on. And Pac caught Edge unawares here, and it's gotten the best of him here so far. What's he gonna do now? Oh no. Oh, through the table. Power bombs Adam Copeland through the table. The show hasn't even properly got started here. We just had a tense conversation between Cope and Cash. And now it looks like Pac is bringing Adam Copeland out here. He's got him on the stage now. Continues the assault on Adam Copeland. I mean, if he was within earshot and heard that they were planning on taking the Death Riders out once and for all, I mean, you kind of can't blame him for taking the attack to Cope here. Not usually alone, though. They usually have their troops here. Cope waiting for Pac to get back up. Oh, and speaking of the troops, there's Claudio Castagnoli with a steel chair taking Cope out. And now Cope is at the mercy of the Death Riders, with Claudio and Pac here basically destroying Adam Copeland. Picks him up again, and the beatdown just continues. Holding him for Pac to slam him with a steel chair again, just over and over, as we've seen the Death Riders do many times since they came here on the scene, since they took out Bryan Danielson. They've picked their targets, and they've just continuously taken them out, one by one, with a pack mentality. And this assault continues as we go to break. And during break, this attack continued to happen as they made their way down the rampway here. Claudio rushing down to clothesline Cope, and now Pac sending him into the ring. This all happened during the commercial break as they continued to pour on the punishment of Adam Copeland before help finally arrived on the scene. And that brings us to right now, as we have FTR coming down to help Adam Copeland. Wheeler Yuta has also joined the Death Riders, as these six fighting it out in the middle of the ring. The Death Riders seem to be getting the best of FTR and Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland was already worn out with chair shots and everything. Now Wheeler Yuta keeping Adam Copeland from getting in the ring. Taking the attack to the outside as Claudio and Pac going to war here with FTR. You see Dax and Claudio on the outside. Wheeler Copeland trying to regroup on the outside. Wheeler Yuta once again blocking him. As we take a look at our capacity crowd here tonight. Now Copeland has finally gotten back into the ring. But the Death Riders decimating Rated FTR here tonight at the onset of the show. This is just a beatdown at this point. All right, so Tony Khan has made this official. We have an actual tag team match going here. FTR rushing back into the ring to take the fight to Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. This will now be a tag team match as Adam Copeland gets medical attention. Pac was banned from ringside for this match, so this is just a straight up tag team match. FTR looking to get a little payback on the Death Riders for the assault on Adam Copeland earlier tonight to start off the show. Pac overheard Cash and Adam Copeland talking about taking the Death Riders out for good. Took it upon himself to attack Cope when he was isolated, brought him out. Claudio joined the fray, if you're just joining us, and then it turned into a Pier 6 brawl with all three members of Rated FTR as well as Wheeler Yuta. As the six men went at it, turned into basically a mugging by the Death Riders, which led us to this tag team match. And now FTR going head to head with Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta once again. Dax with that flying elbow strike. Now taking the fight to Claudio. Got the butterfly suplex. As Claudio rolls to the safety of the floor. Now Dax taking the attack over to Wheeler Yuta. And a back suplex on the apron. And another flying elbow strike takes Claudio right back down. Not letting him breathe for a second, keeping the fight on him. Claudio's feeling it right now, trying to fight back. Now Wheeler Yuta has entered the ring as the double team continues here. Momentarily giving the Death Riders the advantage here, but Dax not having it. Goes for the cover. Oh, but Claudio at the last second grabs a hold of the ropes, breaking up the pinfall. But FTR almost defeated the Death Riders right then and there. Big belly-to-belly suplex by Cash. And it seems like FTR is operating on a different level here tonight. We've seen them recently head over to WWE NXT as a surprise entrance in a tag team qualifying match. They get a shot at the NXT tag titles, which was a surprise to everyone, and apparently a surprise to Adam Copeland as well, who seemingly from that conversation at the beginning of the show had no idea that was happening. FTR taking it upon themselves to cross the line, as it were. I don't know what that means for the future of FTR, what that means for the future of Rated FTR. right now, this fight between Rated FTR and the Death Riders still in full effect. Cash climbing to the top rope, not something he does a whole lot, but when he does, it's usually effective. Well, no, I can't really say that. Maybe a 50 or 50-50 kind of situation for him, but that time it worked. Tags in Dax, tag team partner. Wheeler Yuta gets a stray. And Claudio gets caught coming in. As FTR is currently just in complete control of this match. Once again, not letting the Death Riders get a single breath. Not able to regroup at all. Wheeler Yuta not seeing any daylight in this match. As FTR looks to keep Claudio in. Claudio finally getting a little bit of momentum here, but quickly thwarted by Dax. Claudio doing whatever he can to fight out of this, but Dax is just relentless here tonight. After seeing his friends get attacked, himself get beat down as well. Tag team action here, or double team action, I should say. Claudio possibly looking to crawl for a tag, cut off at the pass. And these, like Cope and Cash were talking about earlier, these two teams, Rated FTR and the Death Riders, they have been going at it for weeks, for months. And here recently, we saw them battle in Blood and Guts. Rated FTR and Nick Nemeth from TNA came out on top of that. We saw these two teams face each other in the tag title tournament, and FTR was successful there. Cash went one-on-one with Claudio, defeated him. So every step of the way. Oh, and we've got the Shatter Machine, or the Big Rig, whichever name you want to call it. And we've got the victory. Wheeler Yuta didn't even come in to save him. It's all over. FTR successful once again, putting the screws to the Death Riders. So to FTR's point, and kind of Cope made this point as well, they have beat them at every turn. What more did they have to do to take out the Death Riders, and what more should they be expected to do? I mean, you can't argue with the logic. FTR, Cash had a point. I understand Cope's passion. He wants the world championship. He has a personal vendetta with Jon Moxley, who leads the Death Riders. But what stake do FTR have in this fight anymore? It's a very good question, and I don't know where it leaves this trio. But right now, FTR on top of the world. And once again, successful here tonight, and successful against the Death Riders. Now we shift gears to our next match, and as soon as we get our competitors to the ring, I'm receiving news about Adam Copeland. We'll talk about in just a second, but right now we have the Women's World Champion, Timeless Toni Storm, on her way to the ring to face a new challenger. Now we know that she had a little bit of a scuffle with Alba Fyre previously. So Alba Fyre has called upon her friend and often tag team partner, TNA's own Isla Dawn, to kind of pinch hit and face Toni Storm here. If Isla Dawn is successful, in this match, she will get a title shot. So this is an eliminator match for the AEW Women's Championship. And there is our first look at Isla Dawn in an AEW arena. Huge opportunity for Isla Dawn here tonight. Now, I mentioned Adam Copeland a little bit earlier. Just like FTR faced Claudio and Wheeler Yuta previously, just a few minutes ago, Adam Copeland, who has now been checked out by medical, he's medically cleared, he will go one-on-one with Pac in the main event here tonight. So he will get a chance to get a little payback. And I understand that both FTR and Claudio and Wheeler are banned from ringside, so it will be a one-on-one match. And there will be a clear winner. Will Rated FTR be able to sweep tonight? Or will the damage that Adam Copeland took earlier be too much to overcome? We'll just have to wait and see. But right now, we've got women's division action as Isla Dawn and Toni Storm lock up. And these two have a bit of a history as well. Back in the UK days, NXT UK, I believe or I know they faced somewhere. I don't recall exactly where it was, but I know that they have a little bit of a history. I don't know if it was in NXT UK or if it was at Stardom or elsewhere, but I know that they have crossed paths before. So there is a bit of familiarity between Isla Dawn and Toni Storm. And of course, we know that Isla Dawn spent quite some time as a tag team partner with Alba Fyre, who Toni Storm has tangled with recently. So a little bit of a added incentive for Isla Dawn to take the fight to Toni Storm. Also, shot at the world title on the line here. So we may be seeing a quite aggressive Isla Dawn. I don't know. So far, it's been pretty measured as they fill each other out. But Isla Dawn holding her own against the champ, that's for sure. Toni Storm sends Isla into the corner, hits her with a few hard chops there. Oh, but Isla reversing it, sending Toni back into the turnbuckle. Back and forth these ladies are going. Seated drop kick takes Isla down. Oh, what a shot to the head by Toni Storm. Who comes rushing in, takes Isla down. Wait, who is that? Somebody. Oh, it's Alba Fyre. She's taken Toni Storm's championship. She's trying to steal the world title. Toni Storm not gonna have any of that, taking it right back. Oh, what a punch. Isla just waylaid Toni Storm, punched her so hard in the face she hurt her own hand. This could be the opening that Isla Dawn needed. Maybe a little bit of a pre-planned heist and distraction there from the tag team of Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn. Isla sending Toni Storm back into the ring. Now taking advantage of the distraction and the beatdown that she's delivered on the outside. Isla Dawn in complete control here now. Choking Toni Storm out in the corner. Toni Storm still has some fight left in her. And we know Toni Storm, when you cross Toni Storm, she sends things into another gear, but she just, speaking of being sent somewhere, she got sent flying over the top rope, landing hard on the floor. And Isla Dawn once again taking control of this match. Working over the limbs of Toni Storm on the outside. But Toni Storm not going to go down that easy. Now all of a sudden Toni Storm standing tall in the middle of the ring. Isla Dawn down on the floor. Finally getting back up to her feet. Making it back in before the 10 count. And Toni Storm taking the fight right back to Isla Dawn. Possibly got a second wind. Oh, but missed that double axe handle. And that gave Isla an opening. Going for the cover. Oh, and Isla Dawn has just pinned the world champion. She surprised Toni Storm with that reverse DDT. Give the assist to Alba Fyre, but Isla Dawn successful here and has just earned herself a shot at the Women's World Championship. Welcome to AEW, Isla Dawn. Well, we have had quite the night here, starting with that conversation between Cope, followed by the attack by the Death Riders, that fight in the middle of the ring, tag team action, an eliminator match for the Women's World Championship, and it all brings us here as Adam Copeland returning to the stage, this time of his own volition, to go one-on-one with the man that attacked him earlier tonight, Pac. Those trademark fireworks going off as the Rated R superstar makes his way down to the ring. But can he overcome the beatdown from the Death Riders to be successful here tonight? And he has no easy challenge in front of him. He has this man. Relentless, vicious, violent, unforgiving. Pac making his way down to the ring to go one-on-one with Adam Copeland. In the main event of Collision here tonight, this is going to be one heck of a match. They've already had one heck of a fight, and Adam Copeland rushing in, trying. I mean, I don't know. He looks a little dazed and confused. That first one, okay, Pat got out of the way, but he was just flailing, swinging at anything. Now I'm kind of worried, but the doctors checked him out. He's not concussed. Just a little out of sorts. Hopefully he can put it back together and get back in this fight. That was a little concerning. Not gonna lie. Pac take an early lead here in the match because of that. And now just picking up right where he left off earlier in the evening. Taking the fight to Adam Copeland, wearing him down. Picking apart the limbs. As Adam Copeland already rolling to the floor. Oh! Pac not letting them have a second to regroup. Following him out with a dive, but now Copeland trying to fight back. Successfully does so, taking the fight back to Pac. Getting a little payback, as brief as it may be. Misses the boot again. Cope is just a step off, quite literally, but oh, but he finally connects. And now Cope needs to capitalize on this. Sends Pac flying to the floor. Now taking his time, slowing it down. Looking to deliver a double axe handle, and he does connect with it. Now Pac reversing, sending Cope back in the ring. Once again, taking the fight to Cope. It may have been too much. Oh, what a move by Pac. That cartwheel into the splash was a thing of beauty. Wheelbarrow into a slam. Face first. Goes Pac into the mat. Now a neck breaker. We saw Pac deliver that tiger driver on the concrete to Cope earlier tonight. Only fitting that he gets similar treatment delivered to him, as Cope does seem to be targeting the head area of Pac. Takes him up to the top rope. Oh, going for a superplex, it looks like. Oh, no. No, he's not. Oh, I thought he was going to brainbuster him on the turnbuckle, but Pac slips over. But Cope stopping him dead in his tracks, but back and forth these two go now, as this is actually a fight now. Cope has finally found his feet in this match. Goes for a cover. Only a 1 count. Way too early. Pac does seem to be busted open now. And Cope picking at that wound, trying to open it up more. And now just continues to attack the head. Once again in retaliation for a vicious attack with the tiger driver. Kicks to the head. Took personal offense to them attacking his neck in particular. He took several chair shots to the head as well. I'm actually surprised he was medically cleared here tonight. Cope just muscling Pac down to the mat to stomp on his face again. That's vintage Adam Copeland right there. Setting him up in the corner, going for the spear, and he nails it. Goes for the cover. This could be all over right here. No! Pac somehow got his shoulder up. And Cope, as shocked as the rest of us, that he was able to kick out after that spear. But maybe he just wasn't able to deliver it with his usual power and speed because of all the damage that he's taken tonight. I don't know. Or Pac's just that tough. Now the two fight on the floor. Once again, taking him down. Before returning to the ring. Celebrating. Maybe a little prematurely. Catches him again as soon as he got to his feet. Did Cope. What's he going for here? Oh! Powerbomb? No! Pac says, not today, as he fights out of it. Oh, and he's going to return the favor. Oh, and a running Liger bomb on the floor. Oh, wow. Cope leaping right back up. Basically no selling. Now that wheelbarrow flapjack once again. Cope going for it. No, he goes for a destroyer. Goes for the cover. And once again, Pac is able to muster the strength to kick out. Cope not able to put Pac away here tonight. And now Pac with a little bit of a flurry here. And he goes for a pin. Just a 1 count. Somehow Cope just determined not to lose here. What power on display by Pac there. And what agility by Cope. Oh, dang, misses the big boot again. And gets sent around the world. Oh, but he catches the super kick, this Cope. And counters with a DDT that turned Pac inside out. Just stomping away at Pac. Big body slam, takes him down. And now Cope getting back in the corner, setting him up for possibly another spear. And once again connects, goes for the cover. And this time, no shoulder was raised. Oh, Moxley with the belt. Cope was victorious here tonight, but the Death Riders had the final word.